We made it work. We figured it out. We're here now. Welcome back in. Reformation Brewery here in Canton, Georgia for the World Cup watch party here at the Mill on Etowah. SDH is here, live show right here at Reformation in Canton. Madison Cruz, Drew Dickinson alongside John Nelson. We're here going to get you ready for the next couple of matches here. We had one match just go final, Canada, Bosnia-Herzegovina. That was a 1-1 draw. But, I mean, the real money here for this matchup today is at 9 p.m. USA versus Paraguay.
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Oh,
Who versus who?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, it's a big one. It's a big one, I think, for many different reasons, right? I mean, It's the opener for the USA. Canada just had theirs for Bosnia, and maybe not the result Canada would have wanted, I think, especially being in front of their home fans, in front of their home area. But, you know, you're able to get there, and you're able to find that result. Are we doing a different one, John? Hold on.
Yeah, let me go to this one.
There you go.
There we go.
Got you
VU
now.
meter's actually moving in that one.
We got you that one. All right. Well, anyway, guys, we're here. Let's go ahead and talk about Canada and Bosnia-Herzegovina. We'll go ahead and just start that off.
Talk Canada.
It was a match that we talked about a little bit yesterday. And, John, it's a topic that you brought up, which I also agreed with you. I think if you're looking at the host cities in Canada, Mexico, and the U.S., I think Canada has the most likely chance of being grouped, I think, in this tournament. And I think this match kind of showcased that. Bosnia-Herzegovina came in full force, came in, and they were able to get the 1-0 draw here, the 1-0 draw, but also they got the result early on in the first half. They were able to find it on a set piece, and a great goal, by the way, too. But it was something you talked about a lot yesterday, but Canada find the equalizer.
Set pieces, set pieces, set pieces. And that's when you've got when you have center backs, and I was having to do conversions. I was doing conversions because in the team sheets that we get,
yes,
we don't get heights and weights.
No.
Oh, okay.
We get like numbers and names.
Got it. Okay.
But we don't get like, okay, so they're 6'4", whatever.
Yeah.
So I had to extrapolate the starting lineup, put it into Transfermarkt. Transfermarkt has their European measurements. So they're like 2.01 meters or 1.92 meters, and then convert that to feet and inches.
Okay.
So the center backs and that back line for Bosnia and Herzegovina, they're like 6'3", 6'4", 220, 230, and good luck running up against that brick wall.
Yeah.
So you end up with a set piece and you end up with a corner, and we thought that because of the questions that Canada has at the back, how are they going to try and attack it? They had an issue attacking it, and Bosnia and Herzegovina ends up with the 1-0 lead because you have those sequoias back there that come in for set pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you we were talking about it before we came on air. The size and just the sheer strength of this Bosnian team. We saw in qualifying, they took down two European powerhouses, albeit both and penalty shootouts. But you defeat Italy, you defeat Wales in order to get your spot in the World Cup final. And, Canadians aren't going to like to hear this, but you're Bosnia and you see your grouped first game one of the tournament with Canada. I think you're pretty happy with that. And as far as the Canadians, how cool was that moment when Lorenz scored the very first ever goal for Canada on Canadian soil in a World Cup?
It's huge.
And it seems like Kyle Laren's like 704 years old.
He's always been around.
And so he comes and he comes to the rescue for your national team to get the 1 point. And full disclosure, for Picks of the Week on Soccer Over There.
Yep.
That was one of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I had draw at a plus 260. Thank you very much.
Good for you.
So that's the one I'm going to get right this week.
Nice.
I usually go 1-7 or 0-8 and end up like at a minus 600.
Fair enough.
I'm awful.
You start off hot and cool off.
No, I start off cold and stay cold.
Okay, enough said.
But no,
touche.
You anticipate. I figured that because of all of the pressure that Canada's under.
Yes.
And the questions that they have with all of the injuries, and you're talking not just the idea of Alphonso Davies, but you're wondering about Moise Bombito at the back. Luc de Fougerolles, 20-year-old center back. Is he at 100%? Then you have 3 or 4 other players that you've got to navigate. Jacob Schaffelberg, Ali Ahmed on offense. promised David as a part of that discussion. And so when you're not coming in at 100%, Jesse Marsh even admitted he wished that they were another 2 weeks away from getting started so everybody could get to full song. And you see that in this match today where you're getting victimized at the back, you're down 1-0, and you have to save a draw in that one.
And in this World Cup in particular, it's 48 teams, as we all know. It is the biggest World Cup we've ever seen. And in this group in particular, in Group B, you have it where first and second place teams, they move on. But 8 of the third place teams, the top 8 third place teams, they move on to the round of 32. This is a group that is not necessarily easy for Canada either. This was a matchup that you would have liked for them to get the win. Because let's call it. I mean, if you get one win in a group, you're pretty much all but going to the round of 32. That is pretty much all but confirmed. Obviously, goal differential and, every point's come into the factor there as well.
Head and cards and discipline.
But even too, when you look at the other results here, tomorrow is going to be 3 p.m. Qatar and Switzerland. Switzerland's no joke. Yeah. Switzerland, honestly, the way I could see it shape out, Switzerland could be number 1 in this group.
Yeah, I feel they're the favorite.
I think they can be number 1 in this group. Yeah. But this one against Bosnia and Herzegovina for Canada, yes, the moment I think scoring that goal for Canada, having that moment at Toronto Stadium, that's huge. But for Canada, this should have been a win for them. It should have been. And Bosnia and Herzegovina did not make it easy on Canada at all either. And so now it's a 1-1 draw. They're now going to be going into this next group. That next one is, I believe, against Qatar is their next game. Yeah. But then their last game of the group is against Switzerland. That's not what I want to be going up against if I'm Canada.
No.
Not at all.
Do you have, and this is random, are we talking Major League Soccer at all here in the show?
Would you like to?
Well, we have kind of like a broken news.
Oh, all right, breaking news. Let's go.
Do we have the sounder in the board?
I don't.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do. All right, hold on, let's do it. All right.
There you go. Hit the sounder.
There we go.
Oh, wow. I've never been a part of breaking news before.
I forgot that you had this, John. This is awesome. That's cool.
Okay, so remember the discussions we were having off air about certain players coming to Chicago to have discussions about their futures.
Yeah, absolutely.
According to Tommy Scoops, Tom Bogert, Chicago Fire are in talks with Leon Goretzka to add Goretzka and possibly Lewandowski to Chicago Fire to be with Greg Berhalter. So,
all right.
Lewandowski is being chased in Europe. Goretzka is being chased in Europe. Goretzka is leaving Bayern this summer. So
that's a big pickup.
The pay window is open, and it looks like Chicago isn't wasting any time. They might be having discussions with both. And apparently Lewandowski and his agent were flying to Chicago to have talks.
Wow.
Now apparently they might be having Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever with Leon Goretzka.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that. That's your bolo for the show.
Love it. We got some breaking news, especially coming out of Chicago. But
wow, Goretzka.
Yeah, it's wild. I think going back to
the World
Canada,
Cup talk continues.
World Cup talk continues. We got to get back, guys. This is what people are here for. Is World Cup.
Yes.
Going back to Group B, we'll kind of recenter things, finish up with this one.
We think Switzerland, and then we think Bosnia-Herzegovina made it difficult for Canada, and you think they're getting grouped, and Qatar is probably going to be number 4.
Yeah, I think I'm curious where Canada will fall. I think when it comes to first, second, I think they're going to be second or third. I think Switzerland's number 1. I think they're going to be number 1. Switzerland is a very good team. For Canada, this is one I'm really curious to hear Jesse Marsh's thoughts on the end of this game. I am really curious because I feel like his press conferences are always, you're always going to get something.
The press conferences are performative theater.
Hey,
as a theater person. As a theater person,
sorry, don't out me right now. Hold on. Don't.
Yeah, dude.
No. It's not. Because
the point boss, and everything too.
He was like you.
Yeah. Well, because my wife is not here, so I can't sit here and point for her.
She's here and she's
here. If it makes you feel any better, so was I.
As an empathetic soul,
yes,
you both understand the dynamic of press conferences. Yeah. And since Drew is the voice of 4 separate wrestling federations, he understands the value of performative theater. And Maddie, as a theater Nick, she is a person who understands the value of performative theater.
Yes.
And when Jesse Marsh has in his press conference in his MD-1, where I think it was the MD-1, where he's discussing that, I had to beg the players for the U.S. men's national team to sing the anthem. It's performative theater. He's going all in on the heel move.
Oh, he's a villain.
Yeah, so he's a villain in this, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say involving a 1-1 draw. Oh, I don't know.
Like I said to you before, somehow, some way, the 1-1 draw with Bosnia today will come back around to him not getting the U.S. men's national team job.
I'm sure.
That's just me, but I digress. Madison, earlier you said 48 teams, biggest World Cup tournament we've ever seen. Just a fun fact. Back in 1994, the last time the World Cup was here in America, it was half of the pool, 24 teams. So you fast forward now to 2026, you got 48 teams. And I heard Alexi Lawless say today during the pregame on Fox, he and a lot of other higher ups expect the next World Cup or somewhere down the road to be double this, 64 teams.
Stop it.
And I threw my hands up. I'm just like, look, to me, this is what the problem is. Like teams, no offense for Bosnia, great you qualified, but would you have, 16 years ago with the lesser amount of teams? And we're talking about injuries for Canada. USA has injuries as well. John, we'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
We have taken into consideration too that Mexico, USA, Canada did not have to grind through qualifiers, and they're still picking up injuries. Obviously, we know a lot of these players. Your Alphonso Davies, he plays in Europe, plays for Bayern Munich. A lot of these players were playing at the same time. Whether it was international or USA's, friendlies.
Yeah.
For me, I just wonder, Madison, how much more camaraderie, how much more brotherhood would this USA team, heck, Canadian team have had if they had to grind through qualifiers?
Yeah, and I think that's where I'm curious with Canada. I think especially when they're looking ahead to the rest of their group, how they handle this result. Because, again, Bosnia-Herzegovina is able to get a set piece. They're able to find the 1-0 lead heading into halftime. You're able to come back in and find the equalizer. You didn't want to have to find the equalizer. You didn't want to do that in front of your home fans, in front of home soil.
Yeah.
Now you have to go up against a match against Qatar, which a lot of people are saying that they should win that game as well.
Agreed.
But then your last game of the entire group is against Switzerland. Now, Switzerland at that rate might honestly not really even need that game. They might already be in the next round, so they're just like, all right, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
But it's one where I'm really curious to see the reaction, and I'm curious to see what Jesse Marsh has to say. I'm curious to see what the players have to say after that game, and again, the response heading into that next matchup against Qatar. It'll be an interesting one. No, for sure. Especially Qatar. They hosted the last World Cup. I think I heard or read that the only World Cup team to host a tournament to not win a game. So Qatar, they're going to have something to prove. Yeah, qualifying definitely for this World Cup final. With the response from Canada, if you go back and watch that game and see how many opportunities the Canadians had inside the 18-yard box of Bosnia, the few saves that the Bosnian goalkeeper had, 2 from Jonathan David in the first half alone, things could have been a lot. I mean, Kolasinac had the save off the line. Yeah. That could have been the winner for Canada. Right. So if you're Jesse Marsh and you're Canada, this is not something to hang your hat on. Yeah. You can build off of this. You've inches, margins to where this game could have been 4-1, 5-1. Now back to the Bosnians, you get a set piece towards any team in this World Cup against the Bosnians. It's like Arsenal in the Premier League. I mean, it's 60-40, they're going to score. Yep. So that's another thing to keep your eye on with the Bosnians down the road. But I still think with what you said, that last matchup of this group, Canada and Switzerland, if Switzerland can find a way to win those first 2 games, I think it's going to be a cakewalk as far as their starting lineup against the Canadians in that final group stage game. And Bosnia-Herzegovina, I think, turned a lot of heads today. I think especially when you look at everything else, I think they definitely made a lot of countries go, ooh, okay, maybe we got to pay closer attention to what they do.
I totally agree with you, Madison. I was a little surprised that at 1-1 we didn't see Dzeko come off the bench and try and find a little miracle goal to pretty much give Bosnia, like you said, the top 8 third-place teams advance. You win your first game, and you play good defense the next 2 games, you can move on to the 32s.
Yeah. Yep. All right. As we slowly transition over into the next game in today, 2 games today. Obviously, Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina went 1-1. Now we got to talk about 9 p.m.
Yes.
The big one. I think you're going to see a lot of red, white, and blue here today, especially at the Mill at Etowah. For the watch party, 9 p.m. It's U.S. men's national team.
They've already started saving their seats.
Already saving seats up there where we're getting things rolling. And it was a great crowd yesterday for the opener against Mexico and South Africa. Now you're getting it today. U.S. men's national team versus Paraguay. First match opener for the USA. They're going to be at SoFi Stadium in L.A. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but this is where it all comes down to. I mean, you're going to get, I think, we said a 3-hour pregame on Fox
6 to 9.
To get ready for everything going on, which you can tune into that after us. But also AST is right after at 6 p.m. with Jason Longshore. That's going to lead into the U.S. men's national team game. You're going to have a lot of faces on it as well. He's going to be live from Maddie's. I'm going to be joining in around 6:20 to recap everything with U.S. men's national team. So after this, head on over there if you want some more pregame.
And where will he be? Where will AST be broadcasted?
Maddie's.
On the radio?
On the radio.
92 on the game?
92 on the game, guys. All right, and the Odyssey app. But anyway, back to U.S. men's national team. We've seen that both of these countries face against each other very recently in November.
Yep.
The end of that game got a little heated. There was a little bit of a coming together. And that's again where the conversations came in, which I didn't necessarily like. A lot of the conversations were, it's just a friendly. It's never just a friendly.
No,
Come on.
no.
Like, let's cut that out now.
We're all competitive athletes here.
It's never just a friendly. But I think that will carry over, a little bit into this game, especially now with the added stakes of everything.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, for Atlanta United fans, you have familiar faces, Miguel Almiron and Matias Galarza as well. They will be very, very big names as well for Paraguay. Paraguay is also missing their star striker.
Yeah.
That's huge. But USA is also coming in with a couple of injury plagues, too. We're still question marks about Chris Richards, if he's going to be able to be in the lineup and how everything falls with that. And, still kind of figuring out that maybe that missing puzzle piece in the midfield, I think, with everything else and how everything's going to shape out with U.S. men's national team. So, Drew, I'll ask you, going into this matchup, what do you think the lineup will be for U.S. men's national team versus Paraguay?
Well, let's start with, to me, which I think everybody can agree with, the obvious, especially how we've seen Pochettino line up. And I think we've only seen what I'm trying to say maybe once. And I still don't think Chris Richards was a part of it just because he's been injured. Mm-hmm. But I think, we'll do Christian on the left.
Yeah.
Flo in the middle. And we talked about it yesterday. I really think we're going to see Serginho Dest play that right-sided number 10.
Okay.
And we'll have Weston McKennie tucked in, in that kind of roaming role right there behind Flo, with Tyler Adams and Alex Tillman right in front of the back three while they attack. Tim Ream, and look, Madison, this is, you said it, this is the question. If Richards is healthy at 100%, I think there's no doubt that you start him. I think there's no doubt in my mind that you do, but I don't know how to answer that question. Obviously, I think Pochettino likes to go with Miles Robinson. If Chris isn't healthy, we'll see if that changes. Yeah. But with that being said, I guess you just go with the experience in Miles Robinson.
Yeah.
And if I'm drawing a blank, the right wing back, if healthy, we talked about him yesterday.
Alex Freeman.
Yes, yeah. Alex Freeman on the right, and of course, Jedi on the left. I think a big portion of the attack tonight will come from him, producing, because we talked about it yesterday. The camaraderie, the build-up play between Flo and Christian isn't quite there yet. I want to see them figure that out today, figure that out tonight, so it can easy for me to say, it can progress further as this tournament continues. So and to finish out what I think, I'm agreeing with you what you said yesterday, Matt Freese. I think he's going to be the one to start in the goal, but you can't go wrong with either.
No, either one of them.
Yeah. Either or.
Even Chris Brady too. I have no qualms with Chris Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just for me. It's just, who does Poach believe in the most?
For sure. Yeah. when you look at everything else, and we talk about formations all the time, I think it's something Jason and I talk about too. Everybody gets so caught up, I think, on formations, and like that's how a team has to play the entire time. And if you play a different formation, you're playing a different style. That's not the case.
No,
not at all.
This
4-2-3-1 is going to fluctuate. It's going to look like a 5 in the back. It might look like a 3 in the back, especially with who you have playing there. I agree with you. I think it's going to be Tillman. I just think with what Tillman gives you, and I'm also someone, I think for Weston is a player that I think can really mold into whatever you need him to be.
Yeah.
I want him to be maybe a little higher up, whether that is kind of more in the build-up where he can be the one connecting those moments, or if it is maybe him sitting a little bit back where he needs to be too.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
I totally agree with you on that.
But I think for that ability, I think Tillman has a lot more chemistry, I think, especially when it comes to Weston, when it comes to Pulisic, when it comes to Balogun, and even Tyler Adams too. I think that's where it all flows and ebbs, and it works really well. And then again, I think Alex Freeman is now a must in this lineup. I think his experience and the little, I mean, not even little experience, because, I mean, he's had so much experience from the Orlando Academy, playing with Orlando, and then obviously going off to Europe, playing there.
Yep.
And now, I mean, in a World Cup and playing crucial minutes and crucial time for the U.S. men's national team. He's huge. I think in stretching that right side, it allows for Des to get higher up, which I want him to, especially with that service he brings into the 18.
Yeah.
I want him more involved in the attack. Alex Freeman gives you that backing there, and Freeman can also step up, because what's so great about Des and Freeman is they can just interchange.
Yeah, lots of overlaps.
It'll overlap. It'll be Freeman maybe taking the step, go that way. Des can then drop back and fill that role too, vice versa. Like, they already have a really good connection. And Alex Freeman, he's so intelligent the way he sees the game that when he sees Des is doing that, he knows where he needs to drop.
Yeah, just hold back.
He knows where he needs to go. If he sees Des dropping back, he can then take it going. But it's that intelligence, and I think from such a young player, is huge. And I'm excited to see him, I think, get some minutes here and get some action against Paraguay. It's really going to be exciting. But I agree with you. I'm curious maybe if it is going to be Miles, if we do see Chris Richards.
Yeah.
There's been conversations that he might be available, and he might be available to start. And that would be huge, because, again, I think if you have Chris Richards, this is a really solid team. And I think it's going to be very difficult to break them down, especially with Chris Richards and with Tim Ream. Now, if Chris Richards isn't there, we've seen Miles Robinson get the start on those 2 friendlies.
Yeah.
It's one where, especially in some of those moments, we've seen some giveaways. And now, again, I don't want to fault Miles Robinson completely in some of those, but again, there's been a couple of those mistakes that worry me. And against a team like Paraguay, they're going to make you pay. If you give them that space and you give them that opportunity, and they're a team that's going to sit a little bit further back, but you give them the space and they're able to come in. I mean, listen, if I'm Paraguay and I see where Miles Robinson is on that side, I'm going right on that side. And it's one where I don't want to be thinking that going into the game. But listen, if Miles can switch it on and it's good, I feel pretty solid. But I don't know what it's going to look like in the back. That's my biggest question mark right now.
I think we will see the movement of the midfield compared to whoever's paired with Ream, I think is the difference of how the midfield plays. For instance, if it's Miles, we're going to see Tyler sit back. He's going to stay deep. We know Tyler isn't very good at ball progression, so we'll leave that with Tillman. Or heck, like you said, even Weston can come back and create, or even and Christian can even pinch inside. We know Christian's great. He plays inside in the middle for AC Milan whenever they need him to. But I think that we'll see Tyler sit back just to give a little bit of extra anchor. And with you saying, talking about how Paraguay will sit back and they're going to try and force USA to break them down. That's where this whole conversation comes into play with Christian and Flo forming a bond. Tonight is a perfect opportunity for them to find that cohesion. But remember, Poach could put in Tim Weah on the right and not play Serginho Dest. Does that give you a with Weah in now, are you defensively knackered? It could go either way, and to me that's what's exciting about it. But I truly do think that the smart move would be Serginho Dest to play on the outside of the right. But I think one of the things that I love so much about this tournament, especially game ones, is the unknown.
Yeah.
Because we could be completely wrong. Poach could go with something completely different tonight. Or heck, even the Paraguayans, completely different tonight. Yep. But I think for the first time ever, I'm cheering against Miguel Almiron to not perform well.
Yes, no,
and that'll be
very true.
That'll be tonight. Hey, if he's healthy, because I know he's been dealing with a little bit of some knocks here and there, but I from what I've heard, he should be ready to go.
I believe he's ready to go. Matias Galarza will be the one I'm curious as well. In that last match, both of them scored in that game. It'll be, for a lot of Atlanta United fans, especially here, it's going to be one where it's like, oh, I love Miguel, want him to do well. But, for the U.S. fans, you're like, oh, maybe I don't want him to do so well.
You're an Atlanta United fan. I think your biggest wish for Miggy is just don't get hurt.
Yes.
Just don't get hurt.
Don't get hurt.
And don't score on the USA.
Yes, that would also be very nice.
Yes.
I think, and it's a conversation that Jason and I had last night on AST that I think it kind of feeds into what we were talking about yesterday. And it involves Gio Reyna in the conversation.
Yeah.
But it's about, I think, a player that can come in and really, I think, make a stance and can be that difference maker. A lot of teams have them. I mean, Neymar for Brazil is a big one for me.
Yeah.
I think especially for him coming off the bench, he'd be huge. Messi for Argentina. You have Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have those guys who can single-handedly save a game on their own.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that can do it. The USA, that's what we're trying to figure out. But I will say, Jason maybe swung me in a direction.
Oh, I'm interested in
that
this.
I didn't say. And I honestly agree with him a little bit. And I'll ask you what you think too. And it's one, he said Ricardo Pepi. And honestly, I don't hate it either. I think he can be. I think from what we saw in the friendlies, Ricardo Pepi gives you something I think so different, especially in the build-up and everything else, because Pepi can sit back a little bit as well, but he can step forward. It allows for Christian to then maybe become that top one up there as well. It gives you more of that fluidity, I think, especially in the attack. And it's something different. It's something that maybe I don't think people would realize. But I think Pepi can also come in and he can come in and have some big moments, I think, for the USA if that happens.
No, I could not agree with you more on that. I think that's a great point. And we've seen in the past, the past like 18 months, 24 months, Pepi and Christian have a relationship on the field. They play very well together. And like you said, Pepi's going to be the one that's going to step back into the midfield and demand the ball. He wants the ball at his feet. And you bring your striker back in the midfield to touch the ball. That creates so much more space for, like you said, for Pulisic, or whether it's Weah on the right side or Serginho Dest. I think that I didn't even think about Ricardo Pepi and, his experience. He plays in Europe. I believe he's still at PSV. And I truly believe that bigger and brighter future is on the way for Ricardo Pepi if he keeps up the way he's playing. But, he can prove that in the next month and a half. But that's a great point. And even to what you said yesterday, Sebastian Berhalter.
Yeah.
We saw the little friction at the end of the Paraguay game, and we saw the friction at the end of the Germany game. He was right in both. He was right in the middle of both of them. And to me, that enforcer type, that's what you need. You need it for this next month and a half, because if things happen the way we want them to, there is no doubt about it. You're going to have to get through a European giant in July.
Yeah.
There's just no way around that. And I think having someone like that on your bench, if you need someone to pick up the pieces, I think Berhalter. But again, let's say quarterfinal or 32s, we're up 1-0. You bring on Ricardo Pepi. What a way to slow the game down and start to possess it. I think that's a great call. I didn't even think about that. Shout out to Jason for that one.
Yeah, seriously. He made me think about it too. And even one that I also really loved, and I was able to talk about this as well in Chicago with a couple of journalists as well. I mean, Zendejas was one I think that was a shock to a lot of people. I think maybe when you saw it. To me, you look at what he's done at Club America. I mean, it's great. I mean, he's having a phenomenal season. 12 matches, 6 goals, 4 assists this season for Club America. And he's one, too, where I feel like we've seen him a lot in a couple of matches a couple of years ago. Didn't see him a whole lot, and then he gets the opportunity to jump up into it. He's one that I would love to see. I think if you need him to come in and in that situation as well, because, again, he's that someone he can step up. He can be up top. He can maybe give you something a little bit different in a game. And I'm curious, maybe further down the line in this group stage, maybe we do see that. Maybe we see that difference. But he's someone that I'm also, it's more or less maybe not the conversation of coming in and saving a game, but honestly, one that I'm just really excited to maybe see him get some opportunity.
I've got an interesting theory about Zendejas. I think he's a massive fan favorite. I think fans love him, and he checks into a ball game, and that crowd erupts. that doesn't just get the fans excited. That pumps blood into the players as well.
Sure. Yeah.
So think of it as the Pochettino, who's extremely experienced in all, Champions League final. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than that.
Yeah.
He knows what to do. And I think whether you put Zendejas in, whether it's tactic or whatnot, you put a crowd favorite in like that and the crowd gets loud and takes the other team out of it, just little tactical nuances like that can change an entire game, which in that fact could change a team's entire tournament.
Yeah. And with the USA, I think a lot of the conversation, you heard it, especially in the build-up last night, obviously during the South Korea and the Czechia game, kind of building to it. But I mean, I think the excitement of having, this moment finally come to fruition for this side. I mean, you have a lot of these guys that are really excited. I even said in a report too last night, that they had a bonfire with a lot of the staff too.
Cool.
Having that moment to kind of just say thanks with everything else. And I think a big moment there too. But it's a conversation too of, this is a big moment, but not letting that big moment, I think, overpower a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And taking the time to, yes, you want to bask in this moment. You want to have this moment. You want to use this moment to fuel you, but you also don't want to get so over in the head with it that you lose maybe a little bit of that concentration, I feel you need to. Because listen, SoFi Stadium is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
It is going to be loud over there in LA.
Yeah, they love their soccer in Los Angeles. I mean, heck, we saw the Mexican fans here in Atlanta last night out loud and proud, so I'm sure they were out in LA the same way. But, it's different for me. I love the bonfire thing. I think that's really cool. But I also think that means that there aren't any individuals. This is an actual team.
Yeah.
This is a brotherhood. I hate to continue to use the word camaraderie, but you're in a tournament like this to where you are with your brothers, your coaches, your training staff day in and day out. Whether you got to take 2 buses to the field, unlike any other team in the tournament, I digress. That's what they had to do this afternoon, which is just weird. But anyways, I like the fact that you end to begin with everybody, because without each other, this thing it's going to go off the rails fairly quickly. But I think having the USA predominantly play out west could be good, could be bad. We know the East Coast, Midwest, big time soccer hub. Heck, even down here, it would have been. I don't even know if I have words to say how incredible it would have been if Atlanta somehow landed USA. But I think they're in a good place. Out in California, sun's still going to be shining. SoFi is a very, I don't know if you've ever been, it's a very unique,
Not actually, no.
very particularly soccer favorable stadium.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like the crowd is coming in on top of the players, and I think everybody's going to get a big kick out of it. I bring it back to the unknown, and that's what excites me the most. It's every 4 years this thing comes, and I don't think I've been less excited any year, except for 2018, of course. But I'm just ready. I'm ready for 9 o'clock.
Yep. No. And even the build-up to, you see the camaraderie element of it. I mean, listen, I don't know if anybody's seen the video of the team celebrating the Knicks game winner. Listen, I'm not a Knicks fan. If anyone is a Knicks fan in here, I apologize. But, I mean, listen, that game winner, though, you watch that tip and you're like, ooh, okay, you know what? Pretty fun. But you saw the camaraderie there with the group. Yeah. I mean, Tyler Adams was losing his mind. But then he jumped over a sofa, and I said, wait, please don't jump over a sofa.
Everybody was saying,
please don't
somebody
jump over
catch him. Somebody catch him.
Someone just bubble wrap. Please make sure that nobody gets hurt. Please. But moving on, I want to switch over to the Paraguayan side.
Yeah.
Because this is huge for them. First World Cup since 2010. 16 years in the making. And then, I mean, Alfaro said in a press conference, too, in his view, I mean, they've already won. I mean, they're not just here to be part of the World Cup. They're here to compete. But, I mean, this is huge for Paraguay. Yeah. I mean, playing their first World Cup match since 2010. Miguel Almiron has talked extensively about the former teams in the past that he's looked up to in those moments. And as well, I mean, Tata Martino as well, coaching the Paraguayan side, too, in those moments. I mean, this is a big moment for Paraguay, big moment for Miguel Almiron, for Matias Galarza, for all of those players. And, and it's against an opponent they know pretty well from a very recent time, too.
Yeah. We talked about Bosnia earlier, having to defeat, keep saying this term, European giant, Italy and Wales, and penalty kicks to get into the tournament. look at what Paraguay did in CONMEBOL just to get here. The teams that they knocked off, your Brazils. I don't think they did too shabby against the Argentinas. Paraguay deserves to be here. And I think tonight you have two teams, two of the biggest teams in the tournament, and when I say biggest, I mean two teams who are looking to prove to the world that they belong. They belong here. Paraguay, I think, Madison, you're right, being one of those teams that you think Paraguay, you don't think sexy. You don't think, oh yeah, okay, we know. Yeah. But look at the last 12 months. Look at their resume the last 12 months. They deserve to be here. And if America and Pochettino, they don't have their heads screwed on right, 9 p.m. could turn out to be a disaster tonight.
Yeah, and Alfaro called this Group D, and I feel like when we say group of death now, I feel like there really isn't a group of death.
At least for us, not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. But I mean, something Alfaro said, something that I've echoed, I think a lot of us at SDH have also echoed, is that, this is one of the most evenly matched groups in the World Cup, including Australia and Turkey, and what they can do. And it's because when you look at it and how close in the margins they are in the FIFA rankings, the USA is around maybe the bottom of the top one in the World Cup. And then you have Australia, who's like right at the top of some of the bottom teams. The margin there with every other team that's listed, it's not by a lot. That's why this group is so difficult, because it is probably the most evenly matched.
Yeah. You got America, who didn't have to battle through qualifiers, which I still think somewhere down the tournament that could come into play. You've got Turkey, who, let's be honest, the most difficult qualification in the world, UEFA.
Yeah, wow.
Now, Australia, they're jumped in with the Asian group, which isn't, a kangaroo walk in the park. One bit. And Paraguay, CONMEBOL, Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, you name it, Chile. No slouch in the qualification. So again, you have 4 teams who are looking to prove something out of, again, USA didn't have to qualify, but 4 teams are looking to prove something. And again, Madison, like you said, all evenly matched, not too far away from one another in the rankings. It's a very evenly matched situation. But I think with this 48 team tournament and the 3 third place, or the top 8 third place teams advance, is there really a group of death anymore? Can there be?
I mean, I would have said, if you look at Group I, obviously that's France, Senegal, and then Norway.
Okay.
That I would say there's maybe a few that I'm like, ooh, okay, those games, every single one of them is going to be a battle. Do
we have the third man of our crew
back? He's returned,
jumping back in.
But this is a shameless plug. Be on the lookout. Interview coming on SDH that he just did as well.
What did I miss?
We're back, and we're talking about Paraguay, USA right now.
USA plays Paraguay in 3.5 hours.
Yeah, did you know?
World Cup.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this group in particular, I mean, obviously I think evenly matched, but every single team there also plays really different. Australia is a very direct team. They're going to go vertical. They're going to go vertical. They're going to play it that way. We know the way Paraguay plays too. And then even Turkey, I mean, the style of play with each of these teams is so different. I think that's also what makes this group unique, is we're going to see a lot of different styles and how they match up. And again, Alfaro said it after that November matchup against the U.S. against Paraguay, when things kind of did. The intensity for the USA, if you cannot match the intensity, you're not going to win a game. And I think we saw that from this USA side in those 2 matches in Chicago. And we saw that against Germany. We saw that against Senegal. 2 really solid teams. You saw that. And I think you never let up, even in that loss against Germany. They never gave up, never let it up.
Well,
and they took it to Germany, too. They didn't make it easy.
And to your point, I always go back to the incident late in the match with Weah.
Yep.
And, Germany wants to make a meal of a takedown, and Tim Weah is not having it. And Germany wants to kind of get together in a group and try to turn it into a Royal Rumble situation. And then all of a sudden, guess who shows up?
The blue shirts.
You're bringing 4 of yours, I'm bringing 5 of mine.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like the Untouchables where, if you put one of mine in the hospital, I'm putting one of yours in the morgue. It's not that. But at the same time, you got your guys backing you up.
Yes.
Yeah. Which you haven't seen much in the past.
No.
And it's something, Maddie, we talk about here on the local level, where the younger players, they've got their teams back on the collective.
Yeah.
They're there to back up their teammates. You saw that in Chicago, and I like that kind of spirit. I like that attitude. I like that kind of, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Something we haven't seen a lot of, and I'm glad that we do finally get to see that this morning, and I'll double check it once I finish my sentence. It looked like Enciso was going to be a part of the starting lineup. It looked like his rehab has been going well enough to where he'll be a part of the 4-4-2. So anticipate Miggy starting. Anticipate Enciso starting as one of the two up top. So I'll check where I was this morning, but the early word this morning was Enciso's starting and Miggy is starting as well. Galarza would be on the bench.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be a battle, I think, between both of those sides. I think from talking to Jason last night, and I'm, again, going to echo this, I do think this game might spell some liquid chaos a little bit. I
hope it does.
You're going to get a little bit of that emotion carrying over from the last time these two teams saw each other in the friendly. That's only going to, I think, be amplified because it is the opener for both of these sides in the World Cup. It's going to be a packed stadium. You're going to get a lot of USA. You're also going to get a lot of Paraguay fans there, too. It's going to be wild over there. It's going to be insane. Speaking of insane, I do want to circle back and talk about last night's match, Czechia and South Korea.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to ask you guys about this one. Stayed up late for that. I got to talk about that second goal from South Korea. It is absolutely, and I mean this, when I say this, I know I haven't seen all the goals yet, and there's going to be so many other goals. That might be the best goal I've seen in the tournament. Like, I mean, that might be up.
At day one. Yeah.
But even then, honestly, I mean, even from today, it's still the best.
Well,
it is so good.
Think about yesterday. Think about match day one. You had enough red cards to be within one
of the entire tournament in 2022.
Correct.
Yeah.
You had 3-1 match. I'm still going to be intrigued about where Montez's absence is going to affect Mexico in the second match day. Along those lines, you literally had the Maverick Top Gun moment against the Russian MiG with that goal.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm going to hit the brakes and he'll fly right by.
You're going to do what?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened, Goose. And you see that moment happen, and then it's just like you see the defenders just kind of go up on skates. It literally is like couples skate at the roller rink. Everybody just goes right past it. But yeah, Goose, you had your moment, and Mav put it in the net to make it 2-1. You're down 1-0, and I'm sure that Korea Republic was gripping because once again we talked about it yesterday. They really didn't impress at BYU.
The altitude.
Yeah.
They didn't impress. And you wondered if it was just, they beat Trinidad and Tobago. They had problems with El Salvador at BYU. Was the altitude affecting them, or were they just kind of like, we'll be okay, it's El Salvador? And I
think for even the altitude, though, the conversation with the altitude, South Korea has been training in that environment for a little bit. It was actually Czechia who flew in the day before that match. They were the ones who were dealing with most of the issue with it, too. I think
flew in the day before yesterday?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, but that's the other thing. You can do it one of two ways. You can do it that way. You can parachute in and just be there long enough for the match.
Oh, my gosh.
And it doesn't fritz out your
hasn't
wires.
had a chance to kick in yet.
Right.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
It doesn't short out your wires. Or you can go in a couple days ahead of time and do it that way. Yeah. There's like that, if you're sleeping and you take a nap, like if you're in final exams and you sleep like 4 hours, but if you go 4 and then 6 and then 4, it kind of screws everything up.
Yeah, you're a little groggy.
So that's kind of what that was. You can either go in like right before or go in to really give yourself a good run in, and they chose the latter.
Well, just like South Africa, they were 10 days in Mexico City. Mm-hmm. Did it help them, or was it an Achilles heel? I'm not sure.
I will say the South Korea, too, I think a lot of the conversation was, especially for the Korean Republic, when you looked at them, is, okay, like, is the pieces going to come together? What's it looking like? Again, they kind of looked a little shaky.
Are they too small?
Yeah. And it's one where I think when you look at everything else last night, I think they proved, all right, hey, we can come back from this. That's a team that's resilient. And I mean, Czechia, they went up. Also, the way they did too, it's set pieces the way we talk about it, because again, long throw-ins are now becoming the conversation of set pieces. And it was also, again, brilliantly done by Czechia too. Yeah. They saw that South Korea was a little bit off us for a second. They saw that maybe for a second it was, oh, hey, they're slacking. Let's go. Quick throw-in, beautiful header into the back of the net. And then South Korea, they found the response. They came back in. They didn't let up, and they found the result. And in a group stage like that, especially with Mexico and with South Korea, you're pretty much looking at we're almost a foot in the door going into round of 32 right now. And that was a difficult match. And, going up against these next couple of opponents, it was fun watching South Korea last night. And again, I'm always saying that I do love Son Heung-min, one of my favorite players to watch. I think whether it's MLS national team, I just love the way he plays the game. And obviously he's been a little bit silent, I think obviously with LAFC and a little bit with the national team. But give it some time, guys. I think it's going to happen. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all.
John Thorrington and Mark Dos Santos might be.
Yeah, it's one. I listen.
He's Batman.
I will say, listen, and I think they echoed it a lot with South Korea last night on the Fox pregame, and I do agree. I think Son Heung-min is the heartbeat of that team.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was a conversation, and I think I thought it was funny. I think the conversation talking about Son Heung-min, especially, he's the heartbeat, you just got to get him going too. But then it was a lot of critique, especially when you talk about the USA with Christian Pulisic. A lot of people are saying, he needs to get going or else this is going to be bad. Like, it was kind of a different vice versa feeling with that. But I think both of those guys, this team does fuel off of what the other is doing. For South Korea last night, though, they were able to come in and put a stamp on it, and they were able to say, hey, we're a team that can come in and we can battle, and we can get the job done. And they did it, and it was really fun. It was a fun match, and it was great to watch late into the night on a special stoppage time on 92.9 on YouTube. It was great with Noel and Jason. That was fun. It was a great time.
I want to talk about a three-way. Yeah, that was a big version of the intersection with the three of you guys.
It was. Guys, I've never been on the intersection before too. That was awesome. If that was what it was like, I want to go on again.
Well, so what were the non-soccer topics that you intersected?
Honestly, a lot of it was comparing soccer to basketball when it comes to, some of the things that, some of the plays and certain elements to with it. Kind of some of those comparisons. We talked a lot about Noelle being more of a casual fan. I think experiencing, the World Cup, just like coming in. We are trying to get her on the Panini sticker book. She says that she's not going to because she's not going to get sucked in. I think it's going to happen. Because again, once you start it, there's no going back. You're getting it. I'm already out of my packs, and I want more, so I might be buying more.
I'm getting a shipment coming.
Didn't you say like 40?
50.
Oh wow!
I get the 50, but here's the thing.
Okay.
What I did was I went to one of those skeezy looking things on Instagram where they, it's got the weird website.
Oh, John.
And it gives it to you at like 70% off.
Oh, John.
Hopefully they show up, Madison.
Oh, God, John. I don't know.
Well, because if they don't, I can always sit there and get it back. I can always sit there and cash it and get the money back. But
okay.
So we'll see. Because I didn't get the hard book. Because the hard book, that seems
I love the hard book. I got the hard book.
So you got the hard book?
I got it from Costco.
Okay. See, now Costco, now you being a Costcoian, that helps you out because
Sophia was the Costcoian. I just leached off of her.
Okay, so you drafted off of Sophia's Costco-ness.
Yes. I walked in there only grabbing that and I left.
Okay.
And I was wearing this necklace and the lady checking us out said, "Oh, so you're a soccer fan?" As I'm clutching the book
you should have said, actually, no, I like the horses.
I like the colors.
I like the colors.
Oh, wow. But I would say the hardcover Panini sticker book. That's where it has to be.
I may upgrade at this point if you're going to convince me about this.
Do it. Upgrade. Do it. I have the paper one as well.
Yeah.
I have both. That is because I wasn't impatient and I couldn't wait, and so I did do that. But it's fine now. I have both, so it's great. But I do need more of the packs because I am now I'm shaking. I need more.
She's feeding for stickers.
I'm like, I need it immediately. I'm like, guys, come on. Well, because all of them are open, and I have, and again, this is my type A OCD brain. I did organize. Are we shocked? I opened them all, and I have them all organized from every country, and I have them also sanctioned by groups.
See, but for me, it's numerical. I go numerical through the checklist. That's how I go 1 through 900. I do it that way.
No, I can't do that. Well, no, because they don't have it like that. Because each country starts over at 1.
Okay, so it's like sectioned off. It's not 1 through 900.
So if it's Senegal,
okay, so
Senegal
it's not like baseball cards.
Yeah, it's Senegal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then when you move to Argentina,
so then
it's
literally
Argentina.
You have to do it by like the page in the book that you're on, and do it in the order of the grouping that's there.
That's the easiest way for me, and that's how I do it. That makes most sense for me.
Okay.
But yeah, so that at least for me, that's what I like about it.
See, yeah, and. Yeah, so
if anybody has a Marquinhos, this is my calling
because
card.
my 50 plus shipping was like $56.
Okay. Oh, all right.
And it's not like
Not bad.
yeah.
Not bad.
So I mean, it's
I'm just gonna go to Walmart and get.
yeah. See,
a pack
that's
of
the
them,
thing. I
so-
gotta find a Walmart. And now you and Sophia, you literally like opened your first pack or two, and you started getting all the heavyweights.
Yeah, I
and
got
pissing Jason
messy
off.
in my first pack. I got messy in my
Yeah,
first
she
pack.
gets messy in her first pack.
Yeah, Jason probably wasn't happy about that at
No,
all.
he was not.
Or not happy, just jealous.
To be fair, he also has Hakimi, and I want Hakimi really bad. So, and it's I also want Marquinhos. This is also my calling card. If you have
Okay.
Marquinhos, please let me know.
So you're trying now. What would you
I
trade?
just want the best of defenders in the league. That's what I want. So if you have them, send them my way.
You see, this is where you DM Maddie,
Yeah, come
and
on,
you come
guys.
up with your trades.
Please.
I'll find you a Alessandro Martinez one.
Yes. Please.
I see how this works.
I
Yeah.
have Julian Alvarez from Argentina.
Okay,
I got that one. I have Messi. I got DePaul the other day.
Rodrigo
have
DePaul.
Rodrigo DePaul.
Gotcha. Do you have any of our friends? Do you have Pico Lopez from Cabo Verde?
No.
Ah,
I only have one.
mm,
I only have
mm.
one Blue Shark. Only one. I also only have one Portugal, Neves.
whoa.
Only one I have. I have
Which
every
one?
What do you mean which one?
Ruben or
Ruben.
Okay.
I have that. I'm still looking for more. I will say I got a lot of USA. I got Freeman, I got
See, but
Adams,
that's-
I got Ream, I got Freeze, I got Diego Luna,
Oh,
unfortunately.
isn't that weird?
alas.
Did the Tim Ream card instantly just start wrinkling on the edges the second after you started
It did
touching
not know. I also got Cole Palmer.
Did it hold its back?
RIP.
Oh.
You got Cole Palmer.
I got Cole Palmer, unfortunately. That's
yeah.
also a
See, but that's the thing.
Sorry.
It's like Cole Palmer, and they should have a parenthesis. Not in this World
Yeah.
Cup.
I mean, that's the other
I
thing.
wish Nike remembered that.
Well, what's so funny about it? I mean, Diego Luna as well. But I mean, it's one where like when they're making these books, they have to have it done at a certain time,
Yeah.
so they kind of just have to guess. Like, I believe, which country was it? Like one country like was like headlines being like Panini got it all right. And I don't know what I have to ask Jason about this. I'll have
Oh,
to
wow.
because he talked about it like twice, and I just don't remember who it was. But like it was all in the media that they got it right, like 100% right.
Oh wow.
But obviously, it's not every single person on the 26-man squad. It's only 20 players that they picked
Oh,
for
see,
it.
but that's come on.
But they got it all right. They picked it all in that way, which
so
is wild.
20 and 48's 960. How many are in the total? How many are in the total set?
Well, so you're not only doing players, you're also doing. They also have little stickers for each of the World
the
Cup.
Brazil hologram
Brazil-
thing. That
Yeah. Well, they have it for each of the countries that have won the World Cup for each of the years. And
Okay,
then they
so
have
that's
the
8.
actual team,
Okay.
like the team, like Paraguay,
Okay.
Colombia, all
All
that
right,
stuff
so you
too.
got the team photo,
Yeah.
so that's another 48.
Yeah.
So that's 1,008. And then each individual champ, how many World Cups have there been? Like 20?
1930 was the first.
So 30, 34, 38, 42. I think we skipped that one because of the war. So
Uh-huh.
50, 54, 58,
We're just counting all the way through it. I like
62,
this.
66,
Well,
70 gets us to number 10.
Oh gosh.
74, 78,
You're still
82, 86, 90,
Okay,
94,
all right. Keep
98, 2002,
All right.
610 gets
We're
you
almost
20.
almost.
3 more. 4 more.
14. Okay, so 14. So you're
Yeah.
at like 14 plus, so 62 plus 9. You're at like 1,032 stickers.
Yep.
Jeez.
I mean,
I don't even know what to say.
when I collect baseball cards, but nothing before 1980 because that was the year of the Great Schism. When it used to be just one manufacturer and then it turned into like 4 and then it splinters and then you're trying to figure out what matters.
Listen,
And so
I
it
want
was
all
easy.
of them.
660 with the checklists. You had the numbers. It was easy to figure out. And now with Panini, it's over 1,000
I
stickers.
want all of them.
It's
And
insane.
there's but you're going to get like Cole Palmer. Well, Cole Palmer might be like the Billy Ripken era
And that's
card.
where I trade because other people
Well,
might
see,
not
and this
have
is this
him.
is the thing. So you
You
end
get
up trying to
this,
find the worst player that is on these cards.
But I'm also the person that wants to complete my entire book, so I will.
Oh, I know.
I want all
But
of
this
it.
is where you get like the 30 or 40 common players, and
Yes.
you trade them for the 1 star. So if you're
Oh,
looking for
yeah.
the Hakimi, because I traded a Cliff Branch in 1975 for like 50 players.
Huh?
And so that was how I stacked my decks to finish up my sets, because I had duplicates of the stars
Fair.
and could do a 50 for 1.
There you go.
Okay.
And so that's the thing, is like, you just got to go to you got to go to Costco or have Sophia do it for you. Get another box of 50, figure out
But then I get the
where
hard
you're,
book. Like,
and
it
that's the
comes
thing.
with it.
And when you get all of your duplicates, then you trade from a source of
True.
strength, because you have your duplicates, and you can sit there and go, okay, I've got this, and this. You need these. I need that Hakimi. You know.
Give it.
All of these.
Yeah,
I
you
get
can have
you
all of
want 'em?
these.
I just need that one. It's not a big deal.
See,
Just
that's the
one,
thing.
please.
And then, that this is the art of the deal. I want to be at the table when this deal happens.
Ooh, you're licking your chops.
I think
We're
we
gonna
are
shoot it.
planning. We are planning a party
We're gonna have
at the
a- we're
Brew House
gonna have a
South
panini
downtown
party?
location.
We're going to have a panini
And
party.
I think we are going to do it where it is. I believe. I don't know
See,
where
if
it's
we
going
had,
to look
if
like.
we had
I
a
believe.
swap shop at the brew house,
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I think that's the plan. That's the
oh,
plan.
that'd be amazing.
That's a little bit of a plan, guys. Well,
Do we need to go to an end break so everybody
Well,
can move over?
actually, we're about 4 minutes left in our show. So what I'll do is I'll open it up.
Okay,
Last
because I
final
didn't know if
thoughts?
we had an end break to make sure that we got into the end break at
Yeah.
92.9 or not.
No, so not
Oh, wow.
necessarily.
Time
'cause,
flew by.
So yeah, basically what we're gonna do is I'll give you one last final thoughts, and then we will kind of wrap things up. and
Bid
get things moving.
adieu.
Bid adieu. So
to you and
John,
you and
I
you.
will let you kick things off. What are your final thoughts, especially heading into the match tonight?
I want my shipment of my paninis so I can start my set. That's my thought.
Nice.
I want my shipment to come,
Okay.
and I don't want them to sit there and take the money that I've apparently invested in my book and in my stickers and try to rob the rest of my bank account. So I want my book delivered, people.
Yeah.
I want to start my stickers collection.
Send him
so
his
that
book.
way I
All
can
right.
send me my book so I can start
All
trading
right.
50 for 1s with Maddie. Drew, go.
Love it. All right, you go.
All right. For me, it's keep your foot on the gas.
Okay.
If United States, start hot, start quick, keep your foot on the gas, score early.
Yep.
Stay aggressive, and for gosh
Be
sakes,
aggressive. Be aggressive. Hey.
Oh, we got to. So I guess 2-1 for us.
2-1?
For USA. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a
2-1
prediction.
2-1 to the good guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All
Right
right.
on.
All right. I see it. I see
We're
it.
there. We're down.
I could see it. I could see it. No, it's one for me when you look at this matchup. It's one that it shouldn't be looked at, I think, as an easy win for the U.S. It's
No.
going to be a battle. And I think because, again, it's you look at Paraguay, you look at everything else, it is going to be a battle. And I think for the U.S., it's got to be keep your head. You want to feed off of the energy, but don't let it completely overpower you. Use it, stay focused, find those moments. I think if you find the early one, this gets a lot easier. You want also too. I think if you find one early, you get the crowd on your side.
I was just about to say, feed off the crowd.
You get the crowd going immediately.
Get them into it early
Yes.
and keep them loud. Keep the crowd on their feet.
Yep.
And drown out all that Paraguayan noise.
Yes, drown it out.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Hashtag Paraguayan noise.
Yeah.
Well, guys, as we're wrapping things up here at the Mill at Etowah, here at Reformation, once again, had us here for both yesterday at the watch party and today as well. So once again, thank you so much to them. If you are here in Canton, there's also a location in Woodstock too. You can go check out both locations, Reformation Brewery. Very, very good stuff as well. And then for Georgia Impact, got to give them a shout out. They also have a little bit of a seltzer over there. It's the Prickly Pear Seltzer. It's pretty good as well. If you
I
wanna
like the
check that
Mexican
out.
lager.
If you want that, the Mexican lager is really good here as well. It's very good. But you want to check that out as well. They've been great hosts for us. So yeah, really good stuff here today. If you're on your way here in Canton and you want to come hang out with everyone, I'm still going to be here for the entirety of the World Cup watch party here at the Mill at Etowah. Follow that on social media. I'm doing
The
a little bit of a
marvelous
takeover.
Maddie Cruz.
Cruise.
I try sometimes, guys. Doing a bit of a takeover as well on that social media just to kind of showcase everything going on. You can come over and hang out with us. And if not, everything else, we're going to be all over SDH. You
Yeah.
can follow us as well. Myself, Drew, and John.
9:05 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. Keeping things
SDH AM
rolling.
Weekend Edition premieres for this World Cup thing.
Keeping
We'll
things
talk
rolling
about
on
tonight.
keeping things rolling on Saturday. And then as well, right after this, right at 6 p.m., actually, only a few seconds away, turn on over to 92.9 The Game and the Odyssey app to go see Jason Longshore live at Mazzie's, getting you ready for USMNT versus Paraguay. So once again, thank you all so much for joining us here on the stream, but also here at Reformation. And we'll see you all, hopefully, on Saturday. And if not, we'll see you all around, guys, here at the World Cup and at the Mill at Etowah.